This is FYI on Your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I've got Doreen O'Sullivan with me. You wear many hats in the North Grenville and Kemptville area, but today we're going to talk about the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo for 2022. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to FYI.
Thank you very much, Kathy.
Now, you are one of our town councillors as well.
Yes, I am.
And you're involved in so many things. I know we have a wonderful council here in North Grenville. So this is one of the hats you're wearing, and it is the International Plowing Match. And it's going to be huge.
It is, and we are very, very excited to be hosting it here in North Grenville. It's been a plan we've had since we first met up with the Ontario Plowmen's Association at ROMA, the Rural Ontario Municipal Association meeting in 2019, I think was the last time we met. And that's when the seed was planted that, hey, we could do this here and we could incorporate the former North Grenville, or the former Kemptville Agricultural College, which was then morphed into the Guelph University campus for agriculture.
And unless you've been to an international plowing match or you're involved in organizing one, you don't know how big this is going to be. And it is going to be big for North Grenville. And it's like you say, you started in 2019. You need a couple of years to organize something like this.
We really do. It's a huge undertaking, and we have fantastic support from the Ontario Plowmen's Association that are centered in Guelph. Fantastic support from their CEO and their staff. And we haven't had the advantage of attending the previous International Plowing Match like many organizing teams do because of COVID. So things have kind of set us back a little bit, but we're very confident that we will get this done and get it done right and be very proud of how we showcase North Grenville and the agricultural roots that we have here. It's a very strong municipality for agriculture, and I'm proud to have been part of it for many years. My grandfather was worked on the Kemptville agricultural land in the 1950s. So it's a great event to be having here.
So you're bringing some history to it as well too. And yes. even the history of the college itself has been there for so long.
It has. They've celebrated 100 years of the Kemptville College, and I have family and friends who have graduated from that college in over many years.
Now, I've talked to a few people from the organizing committee for this plowing match, and they're figuring approximately 75,000 people are going to be attending.
Yes, I have some of the final reports from the previous plowing matches, 2018, 2019. And they've had attendance 75 to 80,000 people. I believe it was over 80,000 when it was held in Navan, Ontario, a few years ago. So going to be a very big event for North Grenville.
And
very happy.
Sorry, go ahead.
And we're going to need at least 1,000 volunteers. There's opportunities for volunteers in many, many ways. Pre-planning, setting up, volunteering to drive buses or drive wagons from the parking lots to the tented village, tented city. The tented city actually can be over 70 acres in space. It's very big. And it has a big education tent. There will be a lot of education on rural food, rural farming, maple syrup, crops, and a lot of education in home economics and farm economics. Quilting is a big feature.
The plowing itself too.
And the plowing, absolutely, of course, yes. The plowing, yeah.
Now you've taken on
it actually is the only day that the Ontario legislature closes down for the entire day so that all MPPs are able to attend the plowing match. And when we have the VIP plowing, we will have the premier and the leaders of all of the major parties on their color coordinated plows. So there will be blue and red and green and orange and have all those in the VIP plowing. There's the Queen of the Furrow. They will also be plowing. There's junior plowing. There's horse plowing. And much of that, the VIP plowing and the horse plowing, I believe, will be taking place on the farm side of the college lands. And I think the actual tractor plowing will take place on approximately 250 acres of farmland, a little bit west of Kempville on Highway 43. It's a large amount of acreage that's required for the event and the plowing. So we have 70 acres dedicated to RV parking. So over 800 spots for RV parking, and a lot of land.
It is for sure. I've participated in the media plowing competitions before, and my goodness, we have come from, you know, those old tractors and everything up to, there's these tractors now that tell you the minutes in time that the engine is running. You know, it's like technology, my goodness, has taken over tractors as well too, but it's always a fun time. It's always a fun time. Now, you've taken on a big endeavor in organizing the International Plowing Match, and it is recruiting volunteers as well too. How many did you say you're going to need?
Well, in Verner last year, or in 2019, the last one, they had 1,300 volunteers,
wow,
plus 250 volunteers from the high school. We will be providing certificates for high school students who need to get their volunteer hours. And so we will look forward to having some of the high school students volunteer. The commitment does not have to be for the entire length of the time. It's running from the 20th to the 24th of September. Anyone who can volunteer a half a day, a full day, the whole week, we'll take whatever people can commit to. Right now, we're looking for educators who would come and volunteer in the education tent. We will expect thousands of students to be bussed in from the area in Eastern Ontario to attend this plowing match, because it's a rural expo, and it's a great opportunity for kids to come and learn. And so the education tent will require a lot of volunteers, and we're looking to recruit some educators who would come and work in that tent. There's a lounge, there's going to be a beer tent, there's entertainment, there's a lot of opportunities there. There's parking, there's shuttling people back and forth, a lot of volunteer opportunities. So
absolutely.
Anyone with Smart Serve, anyone with health and safety, CPR background, anyone, any skill is more than welcome.
I encourage people to take a look at the websites and Facebook pages of past international plowing matches, just to give you an idea of how big this event is going to be and how much help you're going to need too. So how do people get a hold of you, Doreen?
Okay, well, thank you very much for that question, because we do have the website, which is www.plowingmatch.org/IPM 2022. And we have an email address that's for volunteers, and it's IPM 2022 volunteer@plowingmatch.org. So that would be a great way to get in touch with us. Now, I also, you mentioned it's a big undertaking, and I could not do this without a committee. And right now I have a co-chair who is Kathy Shepherd, and she's co-chairing with me because it is a big job. And we have Donna Tapp, who is also on the volunteer committee, and Wayne Brown. Wayne brings a huge asset to this committee because he's very involved in IT and software. Mm-hmm. So there is a website, there will be a link, or there is a link to that site on the website that will take people to a volunteer software that they can log in, and they can sign in, sign their waiver, and indicate areas that they may be interested in. Some may be interested in the education tent, the entertainment, the celebration of excellence, which is a big banquet that is held and during the event, parking, shuttling, horse management, plowing, all kinds of things. So there's great opportunities, and you can indicate your level of interest in any particular skills and education knowledge that you bring to the event.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it's nice that you can just get a link and fill the paperwork out there too, so you're not always getting phone calls and messages and trying to keep
Yes,
up with your notes and everything. So
it will be very helpful, because everyone who has signed in on that, registered as a volunteer, will then have signed the waiver, so that will be covered by the IPM insurance. For legal reasons, we need to have all of our volunteers covered by our insurance. And also an opportunity there will be for scheduling on that website, that you can give your availability and we can schedule you in. If something should come up, you need to switch a shift, you can do that through that website, that you can find someone else to do your shift, or switch with someone. So.
And you had an information night recently too. Are you going to be having another one of those?
I believe we will, closer to the event, when we need more detailed information for the volunteers. There will also be a volunteer orientation, probably a half day, that will be held likely 2 to 3 weeks ahead of the event. So sometime next August, we will have the volunteer orientation. Volunteers will receive vests and will be easily identified around the event, so that they can help anyone who needs information, needs some assistance with anything.
Now, here we are talking about next August and next September, but it's going to be here soon enough.
It will be, it's less than a year, and there's a lot of things to get done, but there's an amazing organizing committee locally for IPM 2022 in North Grenville, and from the county of Leeds, Grenville, United Counties, and a great group of volunteer directors for the IPM 2022 that's going to be held here. And the manpower and the volunteer and the spirit that comes from this is amazing. Like, we feel the vibes now, and it's only going to grow as we get closer to the event. But for me personally, I would dearly want to express my appreciation to Kathy Shepherd and Wayne Brown and Donna Tapp, who have volunteered to join me on this committee, because it is going to take a team for the whole event, and a team for us to gather up all the volunteers.
Well, I appreciate everything you're doing for the IPM, and it's going to take, like you say, it's going to take a village to create this village.
Yes,
for sure. And I look forward to
talking.
And
hopefully we will have COVID behind us,
yes.
and we'll have an environment that's very safe. Another hat I wore was with the with the Lanark Leeds Grenville Health Unit. I did vaccine clinics from May till August, and I did them between Smith Falls and Kemptville. So I may have seen some of your viewers in Smith Falls may have even given them a shot. So
yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. I appreciate everything you're doing for the health unit, and moving forward through the pandemic as well too. But I looking forward to talking to more people about the IPM. We're going to hopefully catch up with people maybe on a monthly basis here on FYI, and like we say, it's going to be here soon enough.
Great. Well, thank you very much for having me, and look forward to another opportunity to spread the word.
Thank you very much. Doreen O'Sullivan from the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo 2022, also one of our North Grenville Town Councillors. Thank you very much, Doreen.